South of Hampton Road Station there's a really nice country park if you ever feel like exploring the Severn Valley area and the Severn Valley Railway. And from this country park there is a pathway over the line which is just the other side of those trees at the bottom of the valley. From the country park you've got the bridge across the Severn, and from here we can access the Severn Valley Railway. Well, we're just coming into Arley station, which is our next destination. Well, I've reached Arley station now, and like the other stations on the line, well preserved, but this one's also unique with its own characteristics. I quite like the well preserved signal box here, which strangely is set back behind the platform, away from the line. Well, here we have another train arriving destined for Bridgnorth. And it's Sir Keith Park again, going backwards. Well, every station has its uniqueness, and Arley is just the same. And we have some hedge-made trains. Well, I've discovered why the signal box is set back, because there was an extra platform here originally, which I'm standing on now. Sadly, the line between Shrewsbury and Bewdley closed on the 9th of September 1963. Amazingly, the southern section of the line between Kidderminster and Bewdley and a shuttle down through Stourport-on-Severn and Hartlebury carried on until April 1970. The decision, of course, to close the line was very unpopular, and it didn't take long for rail enthusiasts to start formulating plans to reopen the line. In fact, the gap between the closure of the line permanently to the first section of the Severn Valley Railway being opened was very, very short. Now, it didn't take long for enthusiasts to get things moving quickly with the rebuilding of the line. The first section from Bridgnorth to Hampton Road opened as early as 1970, in fact just after the permanent closure came of the whole line. Didn't take long then for it to progress down to Arley and Bewdley, which was in 1984. The next section from Bewdley to Kidderminster was far more problematic. That had multiple use. There was a sugar factory. British Rail wasn't quite sure what it was doing with its routes between Kidderminster, Worcester, Gloucester, and whether trains would run through Bromsgrove or Kidderminster. But finally permission was given, and that section of the line opened in 1984. So from that point onwards we have the Severn Valley Railway as we know it, running from Bridgnorth all the way down to Kidderminster. Approaching the most prominent landmark on this line, and that's the Victoria Bridge, which you can see there in the distance as the train arcs around. This is the point, of course, where we cross the River Severn. We're now approaching Bewdley station. Well, there's no shortage of engine restoration going on here at Bewdley station. Well, there are a number of good shops here at Bewdley, all along these carriages. There's a model railway here at Bewdley station, although it's not actually working at the present. Well, this is interesting. We've got a train reversing, not quite sure why. Right, I worked it out now. It's coming back into the station and is going to form the next train down to Kidderminster. This means they can have double the number of trains going between Kidderminster and Bewdley during this diesel weekend. So we're on our way to Kidderminster now. There's the safari park to the left, and we'll soon be going through the tunnel that joins Bewdley to Kidderminster. As you can see, Kidderminster station is really busy today in the height of the diesel gala. Well, they really have done a magnificent job of making this look like a Victorian Edwardian station at its peak. A nice little feature they've got here at Kidderminster is this little narrow gauge railway. It runs right up into the distance, well past the end of the platform of the station. Well, I'm going to make my way out and have a look at the railway museum which is here. Severn Valley Railway is truly a remarkable heritage line. I set out trying to find its uniqueness as I travelled from Bridgnorth to Kidderminster, visiting every station. I wanted to see something different at each station that I visited, to build on the experience of the whole journey. All the stations are kept beautifully, but was there something unique about each one? And there was, from model railways to museums, and each stop really did capture something new. You have to take your hats off to the Severn Valley Railway Company for making this such a fantastic visitor experience. Is there a better heritage railway line in the country? If there is, I've yet to visit it.